Is Prince Pretty, and this is Wrestling's Behind the Curtain.
You already know what it is. Boy Chance, Wrestling Behind the Curtain. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe. If you love wrestling, this is where you want to be. We do real topics as we're discussing now. We do recaps, flashbacks, give our thoughts, and it's real. It's not, I'm not paid by AW, WB, TNA, anybody. So we give our real 100% thoughts. No tribalism. Love both. Well, love all wrestling, not just both. Love all wrestling. If it sucks, we tell you. If it's great, we tell you. Period. So, with that being said, again, another rest in peace, Hogan, because that's what we're talking about. And don't mind you, the setting, it is literally 4 a.m. or 4:25 a.m. in Vegas. So, I got my little satin cap on, protecting my curls, you know what I mean? Fresh fade. Here we go. But, anywho, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Now, if you've been on Instagram, you've been on TikTok, you've been on YouTube, been on especially Twitter. We know Twitter is straight savage. Then you've probably seen a lot of split between the internet wrestling community. 50% of the people love Hogan, never did wrong, the greatest wrestler of all time in their opinion. And another 50% don't give a shit about Hogan because of things that have transpired, which we can talk about or we can skim through whatever. But if you don't know, I mean, you can clearly Google things. I did see that supposedly this is the 10-year, well, when he passed, it was the 10-year anniversary of his racist remarks and rant, which stemmed from his daughter, Brooke Hogan. She was apparently dating someone that was black, and Hogan was speaking to people, his friends, his inner circle, and basically just saying if she's going to date an N-word, then at least she can date a rich N-word. And I'll leave it as that. You can go Google it and dissect it, YouTube it, whatever. But the point is, this is why half of the community is, you know, F Hogan for life. Now, it's no secret if you follow this channel, or again, if you're new, I've said things about Hogan. I've said my piece of why I don't generally like Hogan anymore, or didn't like Hogan. And let's get to it. So, the reason that I've been so vocal over the past few years, especially months, is because Hogan's done questionable things. Like I said, we've had we've had. Let's talk about. Let's just talk about. Let's get deep into it. So, and I'm rambling because again it's 4:30 in the morning, so my thoughts are all over the place. But my first childhood memory of wrestling is Hulk Hogan. Like no cap, no likes, like no clickbait. Like I used to love Hulk Hogan. Like for real. Like Hulkamaniac. The red, the yellow. Eating my vitamins. I used to have Flintstone vitamins. If you're of the 80s and 90s, you know the Flintstone vitamins. Hard ass candy, but it was well, it's not candy. It was hard ass vitamin, but tastes like it was just bad. But I ate my vitamins and I said my prayers. I remember I was in New York City, Washington Heights, my grandma's house. Grandma, grandpa, rest in peace, grandpa. Abuelo, love you. Um, I remember watching Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant. I remember that was crazy to me. I don't know why it was crazy because I don't even know why I was watching wrestling because I don't recall a parent or my grandparents watching it. So I must have stumbled across it. but I remember, and it was crazy. So I started watching it, and then everything else is kind of foggy. But then I can remember when I really, really got into wrestling, and of course, it's another controversial figure. Ultimate Warrior came through. I mean, my man was Macho Man, Randy Savage. Let's not get that twisted. But I'm just going through remembering Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. He was like the new kid on the block, the new guy. Vince wanted to push him. The buzz was crazy. I remember, again, in my grandparents' house, because that's where we're living in Washington Heights, 169th Street, representing if you're from New York. Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. I was emotional, like legit, because I had love for Hogan, and then I had love for Warrior, the new kid on the block. How did you not love Warrior? Come down to the ring, swole up, going crazy with the ropes. Like, how could you not? I was emotional because I did not know who I wanted to win. Because, like I said, I loved both. So when Warrior won, and it was sort of like a pass the torch, the boy shed some tears. Because I didn't know. I didn't know how to feel knowing that another new person beat the person that I used to care about. So, no, you fast forward, like I said. Then I really got into Savage, and Savage was the reason why I really, really started watching because I loved everything about Savage. And then obviously I found HBK, and that was my gold, and blah, blah, blah. Fast forward all that. So I said that to say Hogan had his moments. Like, obviously, we know the whole NWO, but then we know the politics behind it, which is why when stuff starts to uncover is why my whole not liking Hogan started. But we're continuing to give love where I was. And the reason why it sucks that it ended up being the way my feelings ended up being the way they were is because I literally remember when The Rock was in the ring and Hogan was in the ring. They came back from WCW, they were in NWO. That promo was crazy. When The Rock looks at him and says, like, I believed in you. No, he says they believed in you. I believed in you. And then we got that massive match. And I believe it was in Toronto, WrestleMania. Hogan versus The Rock, which is probably one of the greatest double turns of all time. I mean, you can argue other matches, and that's what the comments are for. So you can put it, we can check that out, we can revisit it. But Hogan definitely came in as heel because I mean, it literally ran, I think, was it, did they run a truck into him or a car into the truck? They ran something into, they basically took him out. So they were definitely heel, the NWO. And then The Rock was definitely a face. He was like as hot as he ever been. When that match started, it was 50-50 off rip. But as the match went on and towards the end, everyone that was cheering for The Rock was cheering for Hogan. And everyone that was booing Hogan started booing The Rock. The emotions that I felt during that match, the storytelling, the match, it was even a good match. It wasn't too crazy. It was perfect. That could be one of top five greatest matches of all time. But again, that's what the comments are for. Put it in. So if you're taking notes, Andre the Giant, excuse me, Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, all these memories, all these emotions. I love this dude. You know what I mean? Like he was him. I think I somewhat connected with my dad because he liked Hogan. And then, you fast forward and you see the things of the Brooke Hogan thing comes out, the sex tape comes out, the thing that happened with his son. and his so-called friend, I guess, because I don't obviously don't think they were friends, but the things that happened with that, and again, you can Google what happened. Like hearing him do all those things, and then the racist thing, you could say what you want. You can say, oh, he made a mistake. Bro kept living like that. Like, stop. Like Donald Trump rally, shitting on Kamala. Damn. Like I said, it's yeah, it was early, but shitting on Kamala. And like I said, I don't care about politics. So you can like her, you can. It don't matter. It's the point. The way he was talking about her, you could just tell it was still there. But people in the locker room, the boys, said that he wasn't apologetic. He was basically pissed that he was filmed and he was caught, which is why everyone will tell you that's in the WWE that don't with him is because he really didn't give a shit. So that's where it started. Like, you betrayed me. Like, you came out to I am a real American. You fight for the right of every man. Like, you told me eat my vitamins. Like, I felt you were on my side, but you've been disrespectful and hateful to a certain race that wasn't you. And that sucks. So obviously that starts because if you know me and you follow my channel or you follow me in anything I don't do racism. I don't do homophobia. I don't do I just don't do like not liking people because of their race, their sex, how they get down, like their religion. I don't do all that. I judge people for how you treat me personally and my family. But other than that, I'll let you live. But stuff like that, like being racist and being homophobic and not liking people for no reason, just because they're not like you, is crazy to me. So that rubbed me the wrong way. Seeing how he treated his daughter, like I think What Culture speaks on it earlier today, how their relationship wasn't great in the end for whatever reason. I could never, being a girl dad, I could never imagine not speaking to my daughters or not repairing that relationship. So that hit me wrong. Then you start digging into the NWO and how he came and how it was already a plan, and he basically like took over, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna make it about me. And you get to see how that went. And then like you see all the backstage politics and really shitting on people, and it just sucks. Like, he didn't end up being a great person. Like, character, you can say what you want. Like I said, that's why the internet is split. Like, character wise, I mean, come on. Dude put on for WWE. There's no cap. If it wasn't for Hogan, I don't even know WWE would have survived. He even helped WCW, like with the NWO, went crazy. The Monday Night Wars, actually beating WWE in ratings for a while. Even going to TNA, even though I think they kind of fucked that up, but even going to TNA, making that popular for a while. Like, Hogan in the wrestling world was considered the GOAT. To me, it's not for obvious reasons. Like, I have my GOAT, but like I said, if not for Hogan, would I have even got my Shawn Michaels? You can argue yes, you can argue no. But Terry as a person, nah. And it sucks because I've heard a lot of people on the internet say, and it's true, it sucks that such a important figure in wrestling. And why I'm probably podcasting and loving wrestling is because Hogan started my love for wrestling. It sucks that all of that is tainted. There's the asterisks, like, because of who you were off screen. And that sucks. And I don't know if any of y'all can feel it, but it sucks because I don't want, I mean, it's happened obviously, but I didn't want to not like or hate someone that's passed. when I used to love them so much as a kid. It's like having, it's like no closure. I don't have closure on someone that I used to rock with. And it sucks that he never went on the redemption tour. Like he never actually apologized or never felt sorry for what he did. And to like, I've fucked up as a kid. I've said dumb shit. I've done dumb things. I've hurt people that I was close to. But as I grew older, I've made amends. I've asked for forgiveness. I've changed who I was. I've changed how I am. Like I've done my redemption tour. Like I've done my forgiveness tour. I've done my growth tour because I don't want to be remembered for, oh yeah, I remember you did that shitty ass shit. No, I want to remember like, you know what? He grew up. He had some shitty moments. He redeemed himself and he grew up to be a great person. And again, it sucks that, one of many people's heroes never got that. So, I mean, some of y'all, if y'all still watching, I appreciate it. But this is why I felt the way I felt about Hogan. Like, because I used to love him. Like, that was my dude. And you betrayed me and a whole bunch of other people like me for stupid beliefs, I guess, or how you grew up with no thoughts in your brain. Like, maybe I should change that. Or maybe this isn't the way. Times aren't like this. This isn't right. But anyway, like I said, it's early in the morning. I could ramble for hours, probably rambling because I'm tired. But I felt like I had to tell the people that rock with the channel consistently, because I know y'all still watching, that this is why. And for some people that may have just stumbled across here, I appreciate y'all if y'all subscribed. Maybe y'all said, "Hey, why does this dude not like Hogan? Like, what's wrong with him?" Well, this is why. This is why I didn't. This is why I lost it for Hogan. But again, I don't wish death on anyone. I don't celebrate death. I understand why some people do. I understand why some people are. Not everyone processes feelings and emotions the same way. So if you love him, I'm not saying you're wrong. If you hate him, I'm not saying you're wrong. But this is why I went from love to not fucking with Hogan. So put in the comments, like I said, if you want whatever I've said, speak on it. But, you know, late night cap, my thoughts on why I felt the way I felt. And again, rest in peace. And I hope your family um gets through this and, you know, appreciate you for watching. Be yourself.